You're 28 years old. You just got married 6 months ago. You and your spouse both have jobs, decent jobs. Combined, you make $85,000 a year. Not rich, but comfortable. Here's what you don't own: your apartment. Your mother-in-law co-signed the lease. Your car. It's in your father-in-law's name because his credit score got you a better rate. Your wedding. They paid for it. $35,000. They remind you every 3 months. Now it's Sunday dinner. Your spouse's parents are talking about how you should spend your money, where you should live, when you should have kids. Whether you can afford that vacation, you try to push back. Your spouse goes quiet. After dinner, there's a fight. Not with the in-laws, with your spouse. They're just trying to help. Your spouse says, "Why do you always make this difficult?" This isn't about personality clashes. This isn't about cultural differences or communication styles. This is about money. And whoever controls the money controls the marriage. Tonight, we're investigating the hidden economics of in-law interference, how financial dependence creates power, how that power destroys autonomy, and why millions of marriages worldwide operate as economic subsidiaries of the previous generation. This is Inner Pigment. Get comfortable. We're going deep into the family business, the basic deal. Let's start simple. What is marriage economically? At its core, marriage is a legal and social contract that creates a new economic unit. Two people. Shared resources, shared decisions, shared future. The key word, new. A new household, new decision-making authority, new financial independence. But here's what most people don't realize. In most of the world, marriage doesn't create a new economic unit. It creates a branch office. The parent generation, specifically the in-laws, retain economic control through a simple mechanism: money. The mechanism, how financial control works. There are 5 primary tools in-laws use to maintain economic control. Tool number 1, down payment assistance. In the United States, 24% of first-time home buyers receive down payment help from family. The average gift? $29,000. In the UK, it's 34% of first-time buyers. Average, £24,000. In China, it's 70% of urban couples. Parents often pay the entire down payment, averaging 500,000 yen to 1 million yen. $70,000 to $140,000. That money comes with strings, sometimes literal strings. The deed stays in the parent's name, sometimes invisible strings. Decision rights over the home, where you live, how you use it. Tool number 2, wedding financing. The average wedding cost in the U.S., $33,000. Who pays? 42% of couples receive substantial financial help from parents. For 28% of couples, parents pay for the majority. In India, the average wedding costs $10 to $20 lakh, $12,000 to $24,000. In a country where median household income is $3 lakh per year. Parents typically finance the entire event. In South Korea, parents contribute an average of $50 to $100 million, $38,000 to $75,000, to their children's weddings and housing. This isn't a gift, it's an investment. And investments come with expected returns. Tool number 3, ongoing financial support, monthly help with rent, $500 to $1,500. Groceries paid for, $400 per month. Utilities covered, $200 per month. Car insurance, $150 per month. Phone bill, $100 per month. Added up, $1,350 to $2,350 per month in hidden subsidies. Over a year, $16,000 to $28,000. Over 5 years, $80,000 to $140,000. Tool number 4, childcare economics, full-time daycare in the U.S. $1,200 to $2,000 per month per child. Free grandparent care, priceless, and priced accordingly. When grandparents provide free child care, they gain leverage over where you live, proximity required, your work schedule, their availability dictates yours. Parenting decisions, their house, their rules. Your time, Sunday dinners become mandatory. Tool number 5, emergency safety net. The unspoken promise, if things go wrong, we'll help. Medical emergency? They'll cover it. Job loss? They'll float you. Car breaks down? They'll buy you a new one. This creates a psychological dependency that's even more powerful than actual financial transfers. You can't fully separate because you might need them. The scale. Let's talk numbers globally. United States. 45% of adults aged 25 to 34 receive regular financial help from parents. Total intergenerational transfers, $500 billion per year. Average support per recipient, $4,500 annually. United Kingdom. The Bank of Mum and Dad is the 9th largest mortgage lender in the country. £6.3 billion transferred annually to help children buy homes. 34% of millennials couldn't buy property without parental help. China. 70% of married couples under 35 live with or receive housing from parents. 85% receive financial support for at least 5 years after marriage. Average parental contribution to marriage, 300,000 yen to 500,000 yen, $42,000 to $70,000. India. 62% of young married couples live in joint family systems with in-laws. 78% receive ongoing financial support from parents. Cultural expectation. Sons support parents. Parents control sons' finances. South Korea. Average parental contribution to newlyweds, 150 million Korean won, $115,000. 43% of married couples under 40 receive monthly financial support. Real estate prices make independence nearly impossible without parental help. Here's the key insight. This isn't about poverty. This is happening to middle-class and upper-middle-class families, people with jobs, people with educations. The system is designed to make independence financially impossible. Why this creates power. Money is decision rights. When your in-laws paid for your wedding, they earned the right to invite whoever they wanted, their guest list, their vendors, their vision. When they co-signed your lease, they earned the right to visit whenever they want, to have a key, to have opinions about your furniture, your cleanliness, your lifestyle. When they provide free child care, they earn the right to set rules, bedtimes, screen time, discipline methods, religious education. Every dollar transferred is a vote purchased in your marriage. And here's the mathematics. If you're receiving $20,000 per year in financial support and you make $85,000 combined, your in-laws control 19% of your household income. That's not a small voice. That's a major shareholder. The mechanics, the 4 control mechanisms. Let's break down exactly how financial dependence translates into marriage destruction. Mechanism number 1, the consultation requirement. You want to change jobs, better opportunity, better pay, different city. But your in-laws paid your down payment. or they provide childcare, or they're co-signers on your car loan. So you can't just decide, you have to consult. What do you think about this opportunity? Sounds reasonable. But here's what's really happening. You're asking permission. If they say no, that city is too far, that industry is unstable, this isn't the right time. You have a choice. Option A, defy them and risk losing financial support. Option B, stay and resent it. Most people choose option B. Then they resent their spouse for not defending them. The marriage deteriorates. Mechanism number 2, the comparison economy. Your sister-in-law just bought a bigger house. Your brother-in-law got promoted. Your spouse's cousin just had their second child. Your in-laws mention this frequently. Did you see Sarah's new kitchen? Michael is doing so well at his firm. When are you two planning for a second child? This isn't small talk. This is performance management. In families where financial support flows from parents to children, parents maintain evaluation rights. They compare, they rank, they measure return on investment. Your marriage becomes a competitor in a family-wide performance review. Mechanism number 3, the veto power. You want to spend money on something, a vacation, a new car, a career change, therapy, fertility treatments. Your in-laws have direct veto power if they're actively funding you. They can withdraw support. They've made past investments. They can demand repayment. They provide child care. They can become unavailable. Even if they don't explicitly veto, the threat exists. So you self-censor. You don't even bring it up. This is how financial dependence becomes psychological control. Mechanism number 4, the loyalty split. Here's the core conflict. Your spouse grew up in a system where parental authority was absolute, where financial support came with obedience, where questioning parents was disrespectful. You married into that system expecting a partnership, equal decision-making, team of 2. But your spouse can't fully leave the parental system because of financial ties. So when there's a conflict between you and the in-laws, your spouse faces an impossible choice. Support you equals risk financial security. Support parents equals damage the marriage. Most spouses try to split the difference. Avoid confrontation. Keep everyone happy. This creates the worst possible outcome. Nobody gets what they want, and the marriage lives in permanent tension. The money trail, a case study. Let's follow one couple through the system. Alex and Jordan, United States, year 1. Engagement. Wedding cost, $40,000. Jordan's parents contribute, $25,000. Alex's parents contribute $10,000. Couple pays $5,000. Decision rights established. Jordan's parents controlled venue, guest list. 60% of attendees were their choices and had final say on all vendors. Year 2, first year of marriage. Rent, $2,000 per month. Jordan's parents send $800 per month to help. Total annual, $9,600. In exchange, mandatory Sunday dinners. Expected attendance at all family events. Parents have apartment key for emergencies. Year 3, baby arrives. Daycare cost, $1,800 per month. Jordan's mother offers, I'll watch the baby 3 days a week. Value, $1,080 per month, $12,960 per year. In exchange, parenting decisions, feeding, napping, discipline, must align with grandmother's methods. Alex's work schedule must accommodate grandmother's availability. Year 4, house hunting. Down payment needed, $60,000. Couples savings, $25,000. Jordan's parents, we'll give you the other $35,000. In exchange, house must be within 15 minutes of their home. They get to approve the neighborhood. They expect a guest room for frequent stays. Year 5, the breaking point. Alex gets a job offer in another state. 40% salary increase. Dream job. Jordan's parents' reaction, that's too far. What about the baby? What about us? After everything we've done for you? Total parental investment to date, $82,560. Jordan feels obligated. Alex feels trapped. The marriage has become a subsidiary, not a partnership. They either turn down the job, resentment builds. Take the job and repay the money. Financially devastating. Take the job and cause family rift. Emotional devastation. There's no good option. The system worked exactly as designed. The global variations, the mechanics are the same worldwide, only the details change. In India, parents often retain property ownership even after marriage. Son's income may be pooled with parental household. Daughter-in-law expected to defer to mother-in-law on all domestic decisions. Financial control explicit and culturally reinforced. In China, familial piety doctrine makes parental support mandatory. Parents contribute to housing, but children expected to support parents in old age. 3-generation households common. Financial boundaries non-existent. Marriage decisions are family decisions, not couple decisions. In Italy, Mamoni culture. Sons live with mothers well into their 30s. Parents subsidize children's lifestyles rather than forcing independence. Marriage doesn't mean separation. Villa additions for newlyweds common. Financial dependence is affection. Separation is rejection. In Arab Gulf states, extended family compounds, economic separation impossible. Parents arrange housing, jobs, and ongoing support. Individual earnings often pooled at family level. Marriage is alliance between families, not individuals. The pattern repeats. Financial dependence creates authority. Authority overrides spousal autonomy. Autonomy is required for healthy marriage. The reality and implications, 25 minutes to 38 minutes. The divorce data. Here's what the research shows. Financial dependence and divorce rates. Studies from the Journal of Marriage and Family found couples receiving substantial ongoing financial support from in-laws have 43% higher divorce rates in the first 7 years. Each $10,000 in parental financial support correlates with a 5% increase in marital conflict. Financial enmeshment with in-laws is the number 3 predictor of divorce, after infidelity and addiction. The mechanism, it's not the money itself, it's the loss of autonomy. Dr. Terry Orbuck, relationship researcher at University of Michigan, followed 373 couples for 26 years. Her finding, couples who maintained financial boundaries with extended family, regardless of income level, reported 67% higher marital satisfaction. The key phrase, financial boundaries. Not no contact, not no help. Boundaries. Who wins, who loses the in-laws? Win. They maintain control over their adult child. They shape grandchildren's upbringing. They ensure their values, preferences, and lifestyle continue. Investment, $50,000 to $200,000 over 10 years. Return, permanent influence over family decisions, guaranteed access to grandchildren, cultural/religious continuity. From their perspective, this is rational. They're preserving their legacy. The adult child, the spouse, loses. They never fully individuate, never establish independent identity, remain perpetually in a child role. At 35, they're still seeking parental approval, still deferring to parental preferences, still unable to fully commit to their marriage because they can't commit to leaving their origin family. The married-in spouse loses most. They married expecting a partnership. They got a junior position in a family corporation. They have responsibility without authority, expected to contribute financially, domestically, emotionally, but major decisions flow through the in-law power structure. They're resented when they object. You're tearing the family apart, and dismissed when they comply. You're not really family. The children, next generation, lose. They grow up watching their parents' marriage subordinated to grandparents' preferences, financial dependence modeled as normal, conflict avoidance prioritized over authentic relationships, love expressed through control. They learn the pattern. They repeat it. The inequality angle. This system disproportionately affects certain groups. Women. In patriarchal systems, most of the world, the wife moves into the husband's family structure. She's expected to defer to mother-in-law, contribute labor, childcare, housework, elder care, accept financial dependence as natural. She has the least power and the most obligations. Lower-income couples. Wealthy couples can afford independence. They can decline parental money. Middle and lower-income couples need the support. Housing costs, childcare costs, medical costs. These are genuinely unaffordable for many young families. The system traps those who can least afford to refuse help. Cultures with strong filial piety. In East Asian, South Asian, and Middle Eastern cultures, refusing parental financial support is seen as disrespectful, shameful, proof of inadequate character. The cultural pressure makes financial independence nearly impossible. Millennials and Gen Z, older generations, could buy homes on single incomes at 25. Current generations face housing prices 3 to 8 times higher relative to income. Student debt averaging $30,000 to $100,000. Gig economy / unstable employment. Delayed financial independence. They have no choice but to accept parental help, which means accepting parental control. The future. What's changing? What's not? What's getting worse? Housing affordability continues to decline. In major cities globally, London, average home price is 12 times average salary. Toronto, 13 times. Hong Kong, 21 times. Sydney, 14 times. San Francisco, 10 times. This makes parental assistance increasingly necessary, which makes financial dependence increasingly common. What might change? Some couples are pushing back, refusing financial help entirely, accepting smaller homes, longer commutes, creating explicit boundaries. We'll accept money only with written agreements. Therapy-focused communication, and we need to discuss enmeshment. But these are privileged minorities. Most couples can't afford to refuse help. What won't change? The fundamental economics. As long as housing costs exceed young people's earning capacity, childcare costs rival mortgage payments, student debt delays, wealth building, generational wealth concentrates in older demographics. Financial dependence on parents will continue, and with it, in-law control. The uncomfortable truth. Here's what nobody wants to say. For many parents, this is the point. They don't want their children to be independent. Independence means loss of control, loss of closeness. loss of influence over grandchildren, irrelevance in old age. Financial dependence keeps adult children tethered. It ensures ongoing relationship. It guarantees the family stays intact. From the parent's perspective, this isn't manipulation, it's love. The problem, love that prevents independence, isn't love, it's control. And control that masquerades as love destroys marriages. What you can do, practical reality. If you're already financially dependent, option 1, negotiate boundaries. Make financial arrangements explicit. If you contribute X dollars, you get input on Y, but not Z. Written agreements prevent scope creep. Option 2, create a repayment plan. Treat parental money as a loan, not a gift. Set timeline for repayment. Reclaim decision rights as you pay back. Option 3, accept the trade. Some couples consciously choose dependence. Free childcare and housing help worth the loss of autonomy. This works if both spouses agree and boundaries exist. Option 4, refuse, further help. Live smaller, cheaper, further from ideal. Prioritize autonomy over comfort. Rebuild financial independence gradually. If you're planning to marry, have the money conversation before marriage. Will we accept money from parents? What decisions do we keep private? How do we handle pressure to take money? What happens if we disagree with their financial advice? The couples who survive aren't the ones who avoid financial help. They're the ones who establish boundaries before accepting it. So, that's the in-law problem. It's not about personality clashes or communication styles. It's not about different generations or cultural misunderstandings. It's about money. The generation that controls the housing, the child care, the emergency fund, that generation controls the marriage. Your in-laws don't destroy your marriage because they're bad people. They destroy it because the economic system gives them power, and power without boundaries becomes control. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you get engaged. You're not just marrying a person. You're entering an economic arrangement that may include your spouse's parents as permanent stakeholders. The wedding gift? That's a stock purchase. The down payment help? That's a board seat. The free babysitting? That's a consulting contract. And if you don't negotiate the terms before you accept the money, you'll spend your marriage trying to buy back your autonomy. The next time your in-laws offer financial help, pause. Ask yourself, what am I actually accepting? What decision rights am I selling? Not all help is helpful. Sometimes the most expensive gift is the one that's free. This has been Hours Deep. Thanks for doing the math with me tonight. If you want us to investigate other hidden power structures, inheritance laws, family businesses, cultural expectations around elder care, let me know in the comments. Stay independent